Okay, so I dropped out of college, right, when I was 18 years old. I went to school for 1 year and I completed the year. And, in August, when you're supposed to register for classes, I just didn't do that because I just decided, it's not really for me. I really don't want to do this anymore. I think that I can achieve my goals doing other stuff, just doing research on my own, trial and error on my own. I really don't need the degree or anything like that. And so a lot of people, when they decide that they want to drop out of college, a lot of things that motivates them is fear. They're motivated by fear because they're scared what's gonna happen when they actually drop out. And was I scared when I dropped out of school? No. And the reason why I wasn't scared, I was a little bit fearful because of course when you're young, you're kind of just in general afraid of the unknown of the future, I might add. And one of the things that always keeps me going whenever I become have fear of the unknown, like whether it be now or whether it be 6 years ago, is just having like goals set in place. Like I know what the end game is, so I know what I'm going to accomplish. I know what I need to achieve, and here are the steps that I'm willing to take in order to meet my goals. So when it came to like stop going to school, the reason why I wasn't too fearful was because I knew what my goals are, and I knew that there was a way for me to accomplish that without me finishing school. People might be concerned about social pressure and things of that nature, like what are people going to think of me if I don't have a degree? If that's what you came over here to figure out, I'm telling you, I'm the type of person where I genuinely, because I moved into an apartment so young and because I basically had to take care of like all of my bills and my responsibilities from the time that I was 18 years old, I am telling you, I could not care less about what anybody has to say. I don't respect her because I don't have a degree. You don't exist in my world. Do you understand? Like, I don't care about you. So your opinion doesn't matter. And that may sound harsh, but like genuinely, if they don't pay $1 to your rent, if they don't pay your phone bill, if they don't keep your lights on, if they don't put groceries in your refrigerator, if they don't put gas in your car, if they don't pay your car note, if they don't pay your car insurance, then their opinion doesn't matter. So I really don't care. So if people are not going to respect me because I don't have a degree, I don't respect you because you don't pay my rent. So there's no comparison here. And so as far as other people's opinions about me, I didn't care. As far as what if I need a job in the future? Now I'm going to tell you, the question of what if I needed a job in the future ever crossed my mind because I was young. I was 18 and I just had so much hope that I was going to start a business and my first business was going to take off and I was going to make a lot of money. So the idea of needing a job in the future never really crossed my mind because I thought that I had time. Of course, like there's always thoughts in the back of your head of, well, what if it doesn't work out? But I was so ambitious at the time that I just knew that that was never an option. I never had a plan B. Like every single job that I took was genuinely for the purpose of being able to pay my bills. So I never really allowed college to career pipeline to ever take up space in my mind because I knew what I was aiming for. Like I knew what I was going for. One of the things about college is that picking your major is not the same thing really as picking your career. Picking your major, of course, is going to help you pick your career, but when you're talking about a major as broad as business administration, where you can go into so many different career fields that you can go into, I just never considered going down that avenue. I was going purely to get the skills that I needed in order to become a successful entrepreneur. That's it. That's the only reason why I was going to school. It never really occurred to me about what do I do if I need a job later on in the future. I'm like, I'll just get a job. Like, why would I need a job to pay my bills? Like, my business is gonna pay my bills. In hindsight, was that a bad idea? No, because what I realized early on was that if you don't have a degree, what I can do is just compound the experience that I have and use that as leverage instead of using the degree, and that works like a charm all the time. I really haven't had an issue getting a job up until this point, and I don't think that's because of my lack of having a degree. I do think that's just because the job market is kind of tough, and I'm also like not even sure what exactly it is that I want to do. I don't know if I want to work at Home Depot. I don't know if I want to go back to a corporate job. That's not what this video is about though. And I want to be very clear. I am not encouraging anybody watching this video to drop out of college. I would never encourage you to make such a life-altering decision. And I don't know you personally, okay? I'm just giving a different opinion because a lot of times, and I do believe that this is a part of the propaganda, they really do scare you into dropping out of school. And this is really like like, this is just my opinion, but I just feel like if you're doing something and you see that it's not working, why are you continuing to do it? You know what I mean? So if you're in school and you're realizing I'm here because I want to accomplish, you know, like in my case, you know, starting a business, but I realize that here I am and I'm not learning anything relevant to helping me reach my goals, then why am I going to continue to pay this money? Because it is very expensive to continue to go to school. It's not just the tuition that you have to pay. You have to pay for books. You have to pay for like all of these logins. It's expensive. There's a lot of things that you have to pay for. And then I'm on this promise, this hope that if you just complete your junior sophomore year, you'll start learning more about your major in your junior year. But what if I don't? And then I just continue to keep paying out this money and I didn't end up learning anything that I wanted to learn. So in my case, that would have been a serious waste of money. So if you're considering dropping out, I'm not considering you dropping out. I'm just some food for thought. Number one is, why are you dropping out of school, and like, what is your plan after you're dropping out, and is it realistically attainable? Sometimes when I'm filming these videos and I'm posting on YouTube, I sometimes ask myself, like, what is the difference between me and a SoundCloud rapper? You know what I mean? We both have aspirations. We both have goals. We both are delusional enough to think that we have a whole bunch of crowded people who like our content. And so what is the difference between me and somebody who's just posting music on SoundCloud? You know what I mean? And so I really do question sometimes, like, is this an attainable goal? You know what I mean? And so if you're going to drop out and because you want to do something else, really ask yourself, is what you're doing attainable? Like, is it something that you can actually replicate? Because if it does not work out, you will have to get a job. And if you do have to get a job, are you comfortable working your way up in a company because you don't have a degree? Are you comfortable having to put in a little bit of extra work in order to get the experience because you decided to stop going to school? Also consider, just think about, is this a gap year? Do you want to come back? Like, I wouldn't make this decision without coming up with the plan first, unless it was like regarding finances and stuff like that. Like, you're about to register for a second semester, but you're gonna have to take out like, you know, a $6,000 loan. I think in those cases, it's wiser for you to prioritize your finances in that moment than prioritizing finishing school within a certain amount of time. Because if you're just taking out all of these loans and just thinking to yourself, like, I'm in college, this is what I'm supposed to do, without stopping and thinking because you think that you don't have enough time to think about these decisions because you need to finish school within a certain amount of time, I would prioritize your finances in that moment. And lastly, I think I need to mention this because I did say it, but the social impact, if that's the type of person that you are and you do care, you can't kind of be like me. It's like, if you're not paying a bill, why do you have an opinion? Is real. Like, these are the thoughts that really run through my head, honestly. Man, let me stop. But if you're the type of person who is like, you have parents that care, my parents were a bit apprehensive. They were kind of just like, I left Atlanta and moved to Los Angeles when I was 18 years old. It's not really too much that they could. No, they weren't really surprised by any of my decisions after I did that, to say the least. But if you're the type of person that you have a really strong family structure, a really strong community, and you are concerned about the outward opinions, discuss that with the people if you may. I don't want to make it seem like you can just shoo off your family if that's not the right thing to do. Make sure you talk to your people and all that stuff. But inevitably know that if the direct deposit for the student loan is coming out of your bank account, you're the one that has the final say. Okay, always keep that in mind. But yeah, that's just some food for thought. But in the meantime, hope you figured this out. Stay strong. I'm going to start doing a heart. Stay strong. That's not a heart. Okay, bye.